Kiwi as. Yeah, bro.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing? I am not doing so great, but that's why I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to put on some makeup. Makeup is just like my happy place, and because my week has been probably the worst week of my life, to put it bluntly, I thought, you know what, Joe, just throw yourself into some makeup. I'm gonna do like, you know, just the get ready with me style. I'm going on a date with my husband tonight, if you want to call it a date. It's Chipotle, but we don't have the kids, so anything out of the house with just the two of us is a date. But I specifically wanted to talk today about a few new products that I got. One of them being the Kitty Elastic Squatch Too Faced mini palette, and I'm keen to share my thoughts with you. So guys, just stick around while I transform this situation. If you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe and leave me some love. My name is Jojo, and I try to post, not very often when I get around to it, things that are beauty and mommy related. This is just gonna kind of be like a mashup of products because I have been collecting over the last few months, and then I got a few new products for Christmas, so I did want to share them with you guys and tell you guys how I like them, whether I think they perform well and whether I think they're worth the chingers. So I've started my face using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh, or in the words of my husband, Party Fresh Tinted Moisturizer. I really like this. I'm also just covering up some bits and bobs with the Pretty Fresh concealer. Love the formula of everything that is done with the Pretty Fresh range. I just think it's so on point. I also went in with the Born This Way multi-sculpting concealer under my eyes because you guys know how I feel about this. I've always loved it. It's been a fave for a couple of years now, and I'm always going to repurchase it. I think I'm going to clean up my lips. My lips always feel so terrible at the beginning of every like makeup session, and I feel like it's a good way to start. I have had this peach lip scrub by Too Faced for quite a while now, and I actually do quite like it. Whew. I'm not gonna lie guys, my heart is heavy at the moment. I'm not going to go into details because I will end up telling you guys about it in a couple of videos away, probably the next video to be honest. I just want to feel ready to discuss and process and just get it all out there, and it'll be a different tone of a video. So before I kind of drag all my viewers down with that, I just wanted to like perk everybody up with some makeup loving ways. Okay, just getting the rubbish. I'm trying to talk while I use it, but it's like a really oily, sugary scrub. Moisturizes your lips at the same time. It's super nice. Get it off. Something that I've been liking to do is also using my Too Faced lip injection. I've got a review on these if you guys are keen to see it. I'll leave the link up below. I always say up below, up the top here somewhere guys, just look out for it. These are growing on me definitely, but they are an acquired feel, you know. It might not be everyone's favorite. I like to just do a thin layer of it because it really like juices up the lips and kind of gets them ready for the color. So diving into powders to set the old face, because I've got all my liquids down, I'm going to start with the Pacifica Crystal Rays Luminous Translucent Setting Powder. Really love these powders. I also have a review on the matte, the Cherry Velvet Matte Setting Powder. Leave it up here. These powders are just so finely milled, and they're only 12 bucks. This is a crystal one, so it's got like, it's meant to have like a luminous, it's got a little bit of sparkle to it, but I do like that, especially under the eyes. I'm just gonna pat down my concealer again and set my under eyes with that powder. I use a couple of different powders. I'm still playing around with a few. I kind of always just go back to these Pacifica ones. Okay, so aside from this powder, I've also been using a powder I am on the fence about. There are things I like about it, there are things I don't like about it. I'm gonna start with what I don't like, and that is the freaking price. Looking back on it now, I'm like, it was too much. I'm not overly thrilled about the price, but they do have sales all the time, so just keep an eye out for those. And I think I did pay for shipping as well. This is the Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powder. The container isn't huge again, and you know, like loose powders are kind of, you don't need a whole lot of powder. I just kind of feel like I want to get what I pay for. So you get this, you know, it's like you're translucent. But one thing I do like is the smell. It actually smells like, it smells like a vanilla-y cupcake. It is so like pleasant. Man, I don't know how they get that in a powder, but holy moly, it's an experience. So I just like to kind of use this to set the rest of my makeup. In terms of it controlling the oils, I was kind of expecting a little bit more because Nakia does have oily skin, so I was like, man, I bet she's nailed this formula. I don't know if I'm convinced, Nakia, because my oils they're relentless. It is a really nice thin powder though, like it doesn't look heavy, it doesn't look cakey, it sits really nicely on top of the skin and it does have a nice finish to it. I think overall she's done good. It's just, you know, it's not a fave. Okay, so for Christmas my lovely husband bought me the Hourglass, what is this? Ambient Lighting Edit Sculpture Palette. I don't own any luxury. This is it, and it was expensive. And the first thing that I noticed about it was that it is small. Holy moly, guys, this thing looked bigger on people's videos. It's literally the size of my hand. I mean, you get a decent amount of product, like, you know, you've got 2 different kind of setting powders and then like a highlighting powder, a bronzer and 2 blushes, so you do get a good variety, and you've got a good size mirror as well. And you know when something isn't what you expect, you're kind of disappointed by it. So I'm going to go in with these 2, dim light and diffuse light. So we've got dim light, which is like this pinky tone one, and diffuse light. So I'm just going to use these and set them under my eyes. It's pretty. Okay. How's everybody been? How was everyone's Christmas and New Year's? Did everybody have a good time with their family? Yeah, look at these zits. Actually, this is a good excuse to use another product. I have got the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Complexion Powder and Cream Puff. It is a powder foundation. I don't usually gravitate towards powder foundations, but this one I've actually really enjoyed. I like taking it with more of like a full kind of brush, and I like just to kind of set everything down but then use it as a little bit more coverage. So I do like it. I have been using this quite a bit and I'm actually really liking it. But back to the Hourglass, palette of the hour. I'm gonna go in with this bronzer. This is in the shade Natural Bronze Light. Not very creative with their names. I'm gonna take the bronze of the name that I've already forgotten. This has got quite a nice undertone. It's got like a sheen to it. It's got quite a warm undertone, but it's not too warm. I feel like it still complements my skin, and I'm fair, but I do like the finish and I do like the tone of it, and it's got a good pigment to it as well. It is a shade that you should just work up. Okay, I'll put a little bit down my nose. I'm gonna go in with, I think I'm going to use this more bright blush. I have used this Mauve one and it just doesn't show up a whole lot, so I'm not overly impressed by that. I'm going to go in with Strobe Blush and Vibrant Flush. It's quite coral. It's got like a shimmer, really fine shimmer through it. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit of the Mauve one, but it just, I don't think it shows up. It doesn't do enough for me. Like, I love it in the pan, and then when I put it on, I'm like, meh. What do you guys think? But I'm going to take the Strobe Light, the Strobe Powder. Is it called the Strobe Powder? I don't know. Glistening Strobe Light. I actually like this. I saw it all over YouTube. This powder here looked like it kind of turned me off. I wasn't into it. It actually gives a really nice subtle glow. It's like a really turn your head, hits the light, and it's a flattering glow. Can you guys see that? I really like it. I didn't think I was going to, but it has turned out to be quite nice. On the other side. Whoop. Okay, so next we're going to get into the eyes. So I just set my face and it feels really good with the pretty fresh hyaluronic acid spray. Oh, it feels so good, you guys. And I'm going to set my eyes, because I always need to, with the old P. Louise base. This is in the shade Rumor 02, and it is very reliable, and it works every time, and it holds my eyeshadows amazingly. If you're new to my channel, you've probably just come along to see what the palette looks like, which is all good. I love these palettes. I've done a bunch of reviews on the ones that I do have. I've been using this one for a couple of weeks, and I don't, okay, so this is why I don't really like doing first impressions. Like, I don't really believe in them as such, because you can't really get a good idea of how the product performs with one first impression. First impressions are BS, and we shouldn't do them anymore. Chances are I probably will go back to doing them, but I just don't think that they're a fair rendition of the product. Okay, so we're going to jump into this lovely palette. Of course I was drawn to it because it's predominantly a neutrals palette. These palettes retail for $27. I do personally think that it's worth it. I think they are really high quality. They're beautiful pigment and they just perform well. I really love the size of them. They're in a really sturdy tin packaging. This one is meant to smell like a tequila sunrise. If I knew what a tequila sunrise smelled like, then I'd probably be all over it, but to me, it smells like nada. When you look at it firsthand, it's got all your really nice basic kind of neutral colors, and I love that they've done each end of the spectrum. They've got your white, your basic matte white, and then your matte black. Just think black is such a staple to put in a palette, and a lot of people don't do it. Okay, so zooming us in, we're gonna set down my Louise base with the Pet Me shade. This is the matte white. It's got like a slight kind of ivory tone to it, but you just get so much pigment. Guys, can we see that? I set down my base with that, using like a bigger brush. Okay, so going into the crease, I'm going to use this mid-tone brown that I've actually really enjoyed. I feel like it's the perfect tone for me, and it is called Backstage Pass. So it is like this mid-tone kind of neutral, but more on the warm side brown. It's just, yeah, it works. My crease is always nowhere to be found, so I'm going to run it up the top of my crease. Can you guys just see that? It goes on so smoothly. It kind of just appears as I'm blending. It just blends really seamlessly. I don't want anything crazy today. I think I'm just going to keep it really neutral, but you know, what else is new for me? Okay, so one thing I don't like about this palette that I thought wasn't the case when I bought it was these two top shades here. You've got kind of like a peachy coral and then more of like a burnt red. They are called Groupie and Rock of Ages. I thought they were mattes. They're not. They are like, they're a metallic-y satin, which I'm not thrilled about. Just to like deepen up my crease here, I'm gonna take Groupie, which is like this kind of coral here. It's cool. It's got like a corally kind of goldy shift to it, if you guys see that. It's nice. Actually, let me swatch this pink one for you guys too, so you guys can check this out. See, like, yeah, they just perform really well. I'm gonna take this one. I think it's Groupie. That has deepened up the crease a little bit with more of like a reddy kind of orange finish, which I do like. I'm into it. I'm gonna take this like brownie copper shade in Me Wow. They kind of put them in every palette. This is Me Wow, and it's like a golden, bronzy, coppery, but we're gonna see how it turns out, and I'm just gonna put that all over the eye. Lovely. It goes quite well with the crease color. So that is Me Wow. I think for the outer V, I'm gonna take this dark one called Hairband. Again, they've done it with the brown. They put the glitters in it. Don't know why, but I'm not too miffed because the glitters do dust away. I'm taking Hairband in the outer corner here. It's similar to the Salted Caramel palette. Salted Caramel is just a hair warmer. The flecks of glitter, they kind of get annoying, but then they do dust away. Yeah girl, got me some brows. My camera overheats, so while it's cooling down, I put me some brows on. So I'm gonna go in for an inner color here, and I'm gonna take this one called Heavy Metal, this pinky gold shade. It's super cool. This one here, I'm always wanting that like really light ivory white metallic just to put in the inner corner because I love that, and I feel like not many palettes do that. So Salted Caramel did a similar thing. They put a pink in there and it was like, why? But I just like these palettes for the convenience of them. In fact, I'll pull out the Salted Caramel and we can compare it. Salted Caramel here, and this is really similar. They're really similar. Oh my gosh, Joe, you brought the same palette again. This is the first time I've even opened them up to look at them. Got Salted Caramel, you know, your basic kind of warm reds, oranges, really pretty, but again they've chucked in this pink here that I just don't understand. So this is Heavy Metal out of the Kitty Likes to Scratch. This one is quite a bit darker, but I think what drew me to this palette was that black. Like, I haven't seen a black like that in any of their palettes. So Salted Caramel, Kitty Likes to Scratch, they are very similar. They've both got the white, they've both got the bronze out of Kitty Likes to Scratch. This is the bronze out of Yeah, okay, so you can see it's quite a bit more orange, quite a bit more warm. So yeah, I can see the difference. It's just not a huge difference. Next, I'm gonna go in with an eyeliner using this matte black. I'm all about an eyeliner, and I love it when a palette includes a matte black. This black is in the shade Power Ballad, and you know what, guys, we're just gonna swatch it because that. You're a little bit patchy. Let's try it again. Yes, that is a good black. Guys, I'm really actually liking this. Now that I've swatched it, it's quite pretty. Eyeliner is always really tricky with my eyes because they're hooded and they don't cooperate. It's a good eyeliner. It works well. Yep, eyeliner, I'm never gonna get the same. Never. It's just not gonna work. It's not in the cards for me. And it's one of those things that you try and fix and you end up making worse. Alright, so we've got our eyes. I am gonna go off camera, do my mascara, do some lashes, and then we'll come back with a new lip product. So I just got changed, ready for my date, and we're gonna go over the last product that I have, and this is also a new one from Too Faced. It is called the Peach Bloom Lilac Nude Lip Balm. I have been using this quite a lot and I actually really like it. This is a lip balm, so it's softer, it's creamier. I really like it. It's kind of got like a twist top, and then it's got like a heart shape on the front there, if you guys can see. You guys can see I've been using it quite a lot actually.
I just wanna hold you for forever.
It gives a really natural look to the lips, but it's super comfortable. It doesn't really have any colour, like I just swatched it there and you can't really see it. I really like the lip balm, I really like the eyeshadow. It's really similar to Salted Caramel, so I don't know, you guys can decide whether you need both. But thank you guys so much for watching. That is all my thoughts. Thank you guys for just hanging out with me, and I'll see you in my next video. Toodle-bit.
Make our love a story that would never end. Never thought I'd feel so alive, looking in your eyes. I just wanna love you till the day I die. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right. Oh, oh, love you till the end of time. I just wanna hold you for forever. Every day you're making me better, 'cause a love like this is rare, and I wanna take you there.